Welcome to the Be Happy Now show. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. I'm Claudia-Sam. If you know that you're here for a bigger reason, this is the place to be. Together, we ditch the self-care guilt and quit the go, go, go with less fear and more trust. Tune in to living life in alignment with your full potential. The Be Happy Now show starts now. Hello, beautiful soul connectors. Thank you so much for coming back here on the Be Happy Now show. And actually, maybe this is your first time, so welcome. Here we get to flex our soul connection muscle. We get to tune in and listen and trust our intuition. Or at least we're practicing it. And this show, even though it's called the Be Happy Now show, it's not about being happy all the time. We get to explore the ins and outs of the waves of emotions. And we get to tune in to who we really are inside. And in this special episode, I am gathering with my fellow wellness experts who are helping me to co-create the Back on Track Support Pack giveaway. And that is where 10 wellness experts from around the globe are coming together, all women, business owners who are sharing their passion and their mission, who are anchored in their soul self, in their essence, and who are sharing with you from a place of purpose what they have to invite you to so that you can keep being on track. There is an array of options. I am not the only expert. As a soul connection coach, I help you to get out of your head, to access your heart. I help you to tune into that soul self and notice the dance between the ego and the soul, so that in all areas of your life, you can know what your center is. You can keep coming back to alignment and knowing what on track even feels like for you, because it's different for everybody. And so in this conversation, I'm gathered with my friends, the beautiful women wellness experts who are in this project, and they will share with you what they are gifting as their session in the giveaway, because the winner of the Back on Track Support Pack giveaway will win all of these sessions. And there will be lucky extra winners who will get to have a bonus one session with one of their preferred experts, or the session that their energy feels more attracted to. So in the conversation that we're having that you're about to listen to, there's a beautiful exchange of what has them individually feel on track and what has them keep prioritizing themselves. I'm so excited for you to listen to this episode, and be sure to go in the show notes. And whether you're watching on YouTube at Coach Claudia-Sam, or whether you're listening to the Be Happy Now show on any of your podcast platforms, well, be sure to look on the description and in the show notes. Each and every one of the experts' links will be featured there. Of course, the link to enter in the Back on Track Support Pack giveaway will also be available to you. As a recap, though, you can enter the giveaway for free and win more than $1,500 worth of coaching sessions and wellness support. Go to claudiasamsoulcoaching.com/giveaway. I am just so excited for you. Happy listening. I'm so grateful that you're all here. We all know each other individually, but you all get to connect. I mean, we know each other, but Allison's like yes and no. We've connected on Telegram, right? But we don't know that much of each other. Allison's in Australia right now, which is really early, right?
Not too bad. It's 7:15.
Okay. We're good. Laura, why don't you tell us where you are?
I'm in Sutton in Quebec.
What about you, Aisha? I don't know where you are.
I am on the East Coast. I'm actually technically right now I'm in New York City, and I live in New Jersey.
Yay. Mary?
I'm in the Midwest. I'm in Wisconsin, so
Yeah.
Central Zone.
Brittany is also in Canada.
I am just on the other side. I am just outside Vancouver.
So you and Aisha know each other. Cool. Laura and I met in person here in Quebec. Allison and I met in a networking event. Mary and I were in person. We were speaking at SheCan in Chicago 2 weeks ago already. And Tanisha as well. Brittany and Aisha, you all know each other. Hi.
Hi.
Where are you? Do you want to tell us where you are geographically?
I'm in
Tanisha?
Georgia. Yeah,
You're
I'm in Georgia.
right. So fun. I think this is our group for today. I have recorded with Nicole Song, my friend who will be the expert of boundaries. She will be offering a session or an assessment about boundaries. And we also have one other person who has yet to join us. So let us wait to see who that gets to be. I am so happy that you took time out of your day to be here together. I am so passionate about women collaborating and bringing their magic together. I have been hearing a lot in my community as a soul connection coach, women feeling like they start something, they stop something, they say yes to something, then they opt out, or they're afraid that they won't follow through. Like if something in their energy or in their past has them believe that they're not capable of doing what they see other people doing, whether it's having a healthier whole self, whether it's feeling safe to be emotional, whether it's having a good relationship with money, whether it's just keeping or having the faith and the courage to keep moving forward, or whether it's, hey, trying something out for their physical health. Maybe it's about releasing that inner imposter syndrome and releasing it, and they just can't keep up with it. And maybe they just have a hard time connecting with their soul self and their heart, and they try, but then they keep backing out. And I'm not a plant-based nutritionist, although I eat plant-based. I did not go through what Mary went through, and I don't have the money relationship, talk like Brittany does, for example. And so I know that all of you have a passion and are committed to serving your community and your clients. And so I find power in that, in gathering and helping each other rise. Because, for example, I work with 2 coaches, and I'm a coach in their community, and one of their clients has now signed up with me. The client gets to do both. There is no taking away of anything. The client gets to do both, which is so enlightening to me, because it kind of goes, it's okay, there's enough for everyone. And everyone is in it to serve the greater good. And so in my community, that's what I like. I like to have us contribute from our soulness, and getting back on track is kind of the words that my community members have used. And so I thought, okay, we did this in January where we did a giveaway, and it was so powerful because it gets to be very personalized. What we're up for is that each of us get to contribute one session to support the winner to get back on track. What I'd love for us to chat about is individually. So I'm going to start with those of you who have to leave first, just in case. I would love for you to tell us, like, what is that thing, that energy, that choice, that tool that has you consistently feel on track? I mean, we're human and we probably don't always feel on track, and that's also cool. Like, we can also say that. And maybe there is this one thing that you do that has to do with what you will offer in the Back on Track Support Pack giveaway that you could share. And so if we can be mindful of like the time that we share so that everyone can share. I'm not going to keep a timer. I trust that it's all going to flow. And then if we want to add anything to that, we can. What would be helpful is if in the chat you could type what it is that you're giving, like what your session will be called. For example, I think, Allison, we said it would be like emotional fitness assessment.
I can do that, but I was actually just going to give away a bling intuitive card reading, and that's like an open-ended thing. It's a possibility for all sorts of things. I did do one with Brittany. I don't know how she found that, but it's called a co-creation session. So you bring a question, whatever your question might be, and we workshop that if you like. So that's what I was going to offer, but I'm happy to do an emotional fitness or even a values identification. Because values is very close to my heart, and actually values is how I live my life. So I'm quite flexible without wanting to be problematic for you, because I know clarity is key.
Well, actually, we have Aisha who will do card readings. So if you're cool with doing the emotional fitness, that's what I have you listed as an expert as. And like between you and me, if you want to do something else once you're on the call with the person, that's fine.
Okay.
So I have you emotional fitness. Laura, I have you imposter-syndrome release. Tanisha, I think we're doing plant-based nutrition and accountability coaching. I think.
Well, that was the title that you had sent me. What I just
Yeah,
wanted
is that
to
okay with
but
you?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. It's like the sign over the door, and then Aisha, yes. Astrology and oracle card reading session. Yes, beautiful. Mary, what did we say?
Having faith and turning your mess into a powerful message.
Brittany, money archetype session. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. We're all great. So I'd love to start with you, Laura, and how, by the way, Laura has a beautiful store of a bunch of crystals and healing and magic things happening there. And so she's in Sutton, Quebec, and Laura will be gifting an imposter syndrome release session. And Laura, why don't you tell us what has you keep playing for staying on track?
Well, what keeps me playing? It's really the energy. I'm all about energy. I'm all about feelings. So this is really where I show up, and like this is what I like, and that's why I play with crystals, because I can feel, and I love to make people feel the energy. But sometimes, especially when you start and this, it's like, well, did I really feel it? Like, who am I to feel something? Like, this is a bizarre world for a lot of people. So the imposter syndrome and anything that's spiritual, I think, is like very there for a lot of people, because we're all so unique, and like we have a unique way to show it. So this is why, and this is how I like to show up and to do my magic. It's to make you feel the magic inside of you.
Thank you, Laura. I love that. Feel the magic inside of you by releasing the critter brain of whatever has you stay in the zone of sabotage, right?
We all do that.
Oh, yes. I'm curious. Side note, all of you, do any of you have a name for that voice, that annoying voice in your head? I'm curious what names you came up with. If you want to unmute and share, if you have.
Mine is Germaine.
Germaine. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mine is just either my mean girl or my inner critic, depending on just how mean she's being at the time.
Got it. Thank you. I'd love to hear from Aisha and how the birth charting and who we really are deep inside has to do with astrology, and how you also tune into your magic to help your clients get back on track, since that's what you will offer in the giveaway. Is that right?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm offering. Thank you. So astrology is so cool, and it's so much more than like you see your sun sign in a column, or like you subscribe to an astrology and like you read about your sun sign and you kind of get your daily thing. But like when you dig a little deeper and you go into your birth charts, it is like one of the first time I did my own, it blew my mind. Like, okay, so this was how the stars were aligned in the sky and the planets the day I was born, and then looking into the meaning behind them and how they interact with each other. It's like, wow, like I came in as me. It was really, really cool. And I've, since then I've done reports for other people who have had similar reactions, like, oh my, wow. And the cool thing too about astrology is that everything isn't set in stone. So just because, there's a description of, like, let's say, people say I'm a Sagittarian, and people say Sagittarians are flaky, which is my sun sign, which can be true, except that there are also, but there's so many different layers to this, that there's your moon sign also informs a lot of who you are, and so does your rising sign. So my moon sign is Capricorn, and Capricorns are known to be very, very responsible. And so I was like, so I've got a really outgoing sun sign overall personality, but my Cap moon keeps me, like straight and on, on the path, on the right way, instead of flaking out. And so I just love sharing that with other people and kind of bringing them this awareness. And then layering on top of that is the oracle card reading. And I find because I go to a reader myself, like I'll read my own cards, but it's kind of like when you're a lawyer, you shouldn't be a lawyer to yourself. You should also go to another, you can know the law, but go to another lawyer. So same thing with doctors, same thing I think with card readers. And I find that when I'm kind of going off track and off base, and there's something that or something I need to know, something feels off, something feels funky, that's a lot of times that's when people go to a spiritualist, somebody who has spiritual information. And I've done readings for people who have been in similar situations, and I give them the reading and it resonates, and they're kind of like, that's the kick in the butt that I needed, or that, like, oh, wow, that really resonates. Like, that's really, really helpful, because I wasn't able to fill in that part of the puzzle, but now I am. One good friend of mine, I did a reading for her. She's like, I've been putting off doing this for like months, but now, so it's a great way to get back on track too, or fill in the blanks, fill in the puzzle pieces that are missing. And I get such a kick out of being there to support people in this way. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you, Aisha. If you're watching the video on the Be Happy Now Show YouTube, it's the at Coach Claudia-Sam YouTube, but the Be Happy Now Show episode on YouTube, you get to see our experts here just lighting up when they're talking about their craft and what has them get back on track. So I invite you to do that. Thank you, Aisha. It sounds like we have this energy foundation of getting to know who you are and working with the signs, like looking at signs, finding signs in your life, in the astrology, in the world around you, in the cards. And I'm guessing that there's also signs from our emotional health that we get to tune into. I'd love for you, Allison, to speak on that, because you will be gifting an emotional fitness session in the Back on Track Support Pack giveaway.
Well, so thank you, Claudia-Sam. Yeah, so I am very focused on emotional fitness, because emotional fitness, is how we deal with life's uncertainties. Now, my passion is empowerment for women and self-love, because I believe that, self-love is the basis of all our success in life. How you feel about yourself is how you show up. When you love and respect yourself, you show love and respect to others, and you expect others to show love and respect to you. Otherwise, that's where your boundaries come up. And you say you have an expert on boundaries, and that's exactly part of the whole philosophy of, self-love, is knowing that you are worthy of being treated as well as anybody else. Now, emotional fitness is a really good sort of other side of the coin, because emotional fitness, certainly the accreditation I have done, is about how we deal with life's uncertainties, because life is always up and down, right? And it's when we're up, it's really easy to do. It's easy to be happy when things are going well. But it's when things are going off track. And I think, as Aisha was saying, when things go off track, that people like to go to an oracle card reader or something like that. But you can also have the tools within yourself to know how to deal with that, and not to be talked about for me, the inner critic or the mean girl, kick that girl to the curb. And she'll come back every now and again, but the more you talk to her and work with her, the smaller her voice gets. And so that's what I love to do with people. One of my superpowers is actually seeing the beauty of people inside themselves that they can't see for themselves. I believe we are all magnificent. And part of my joy is to help people, discover their own magnificence, to peel away the layers of crud that, life has thrown at us for whatever reason. So that's what I love to do.
Thank you. Okay, I could just see the superwoman with the superpower pose, like, wow, inside of you, inside of the soul self, there is that super power, and then the critter that I like the vision of like having her be smaller. She doesn't have to take so much room. Thank you. Wow. One thing that we get to explore, yes, with Nicole about boundaries will be she gets to tell us. Well, for those of you watching, Nicole is one of my great friends. We've been working together behind the scenes in the sense that we both follow each other in our businesses and in our lives. And Nicole is one of those boundary queens and self-worth empowerment coaches that I just love to have in my life. And I'm so grateful that you're here and that you're one of the experts in the Back on Track Support Pack giveaway. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Claudia-Sam. I'm so glad to be here. I love doing anything and supporting anything that you're working on.
Oh, thank you. I mean, one thing that I know for sure that you do a lot in your life to get yourself back on track is keep connecting to the energy of the divine, to the energy of God. And maybe that's what you want to share with us that has you keep consistently being on track. Maybe there's something else. Does it sound like that's what it is for you too?
I would say yes. I mean, we're going right in deep on this conversation, but yes, I would say that. Like, I feel like it can be very easy in life to feel like you get thrown off course. It could be like a text comes in or a message comes in, or you're going through an experience that can feel really challenging. And when we're in those situations, like I just got married a few weeks ago, and like lots of things came my way before the wedding, things have come my way since the wedding. And, on the surface, it might look like something like everything is perfect all the time. And I'm still human and I'm still going through human experiences. And when I'm in that place, what I have to always remember is like, what direction am I going? Where am I headed? And especially because I work with really ambitious women. And sometimes people can think that it's ambitious for the sake of ambition. And I never feel that way anymore. Like, I'm not doing things just to prove myself or to hit some goal. I'm doing it because I truly am called to do the thing that I'm here to do. And sometimes I'm called to do things that feel a little bit tough or challenging. And when I'm in that place, I really have to return to surrender. I really have to return to what is my purpose on this planet. What am I here to do? Who am I here to serve? And whenever I return to that, then I can navigate those little bumps, big bumps sometimes that come along with it.
Ah, thank you. Yes, you keep reminding me also sometimes, hey, I'm surrender, I'm trusting. And I like how we bounce that ball to one another. Like, okay, you get to trust now. I get to trust now. It's this ongoing practice. Thank you. So in the giveaway, are we going to okay, we're going to edit this. What is it that you're offering? Is it a boundaries assessment? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm offering a boundaries audit for any high achieving, ambitious woman who is really struggling with her boundaries. And because I find that boundaries are actually on a deeper level tied to her self-worth. And so really what we'll be looking at is the areas of her life where she's not stepping into her own power. And that when you're not stepping into your own power, that's when your boundaries struggle. That's when you actually have issues with saying what works for me, what doesn't work for me. So in the audit, we'll actually take a deeper look at what is it that you're challenged with? What is it that's getting in the way of you being able to say, I'm worthy of this boundary, I'm worthy of doing it and setting it and having it really clear to other people in my life so that they also can respect and honor what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh, that seems so important. Do you remember like one big boundary that you set for yourself that you were so afraid of setting, and then you set it and then you were like, yeah, that was a long time coming. I'm so glad I did it.
I have to go back to the wedding because I feel like that is a big place where I had to set a lot of boundaries for the wedding. And in that, I set some clear boundaries in this case with my family. And that's, I think, the place where people probably struggle the most, especially in that kind of emotional big event of what works for me. It's like, this is the kind of support that I need. I was really clear with like, this will support me. If you do this, this will support me. And then the things that didn't support me, I just didn't ask for help with, or I didn't tell them or talk to them about. Like, I didn't talk about every detail of the decision-making process, to location, to my dress, with anybody except with my now husband, because he was the only one in my perspective that actually it mattered what he thought. And so we would talk, we would make a decision, and I did not check on that decision with anybody else. And that was a clear boundary I decided in advance, and it made a big difference for having a much easier time planning the wedding.
Thanks for sharing that. I can almost see the discussion of like the past Nicole or the past Claudia-Sam being like, I'm going to go and have this conversation about overthinking and making a story. And what do you think of this? Should I do this? Should I do that? Instead of actually tuning in and going, hey, wait a minute, what's the most important to me? Okay. And making an empowered decision from there.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Perfect. Yeah, it's going to be so fun. And I feel like it's so essential that the more powerful we personally get, the more powerful our boundaries get. And it's a huge part of getting back on track, because boundaries also, I will say, are fluid. It's not like every time we know them and we set them that we're done. Like, and that's always, I always laugh. There's a part of me that wishes that once I'm transformed, I'm done and I never have to work on myself again. But they actually really move and flow as you grow. So as you evolve and change, your boundaries will evolve and change. And so we'll get to capture this moment of what's going on with you, whoever gets to come in and do an audit with me.
Thank you so much. And lastly, can you tell us about your new podcast?
Oh, yes, of course. So my new podcast is School of Self-Worth, and it's really for women to understand and experience what it takes to be in their own worthiness and value. We have really remarkable women who are sharing their stories about their growth and what they are defining as success in their own lives. It's been so much fun. Come check it out. It's on all podcast platforms.
School of Self-Worth. Yes, got it. Check. Thank you so much, Nicole, for being here.
Thank you so much, Claudia-Sam.
When it comes to choosing what uplifts you and what lights you up, there is something that a word that keeps coming to me, and it's faith. The word of faith, a little bit like hands over the eyes, having faith to me means keeping it up even when you don't see where it's leading you. And Mary Markham is one woman was also a speaker at SheCan in Chicago. And Mary inspired me to remember that there's only one seed. So she gave us all, okay, this is cool. She gave us all a little mini bottle. Great. It's in my room. It's a mini. Oh, there you have it. Okay. Can you see in there? There's actually, Mary, you're going to have to show it when you're on camera again, because I don't think it's going to record you right now. But in the mini glass bottle, there is a mustard seed. That is, I'm going to let you explain it, Mary, because I think that's so cool. Can you let us know about how faith has helped you turn your messes into messages?
Yes, absolutely. That is it. This, I would say, is my superpower. So I will show you. It is really tiny, and I'm a visual person. So I think the power behind the visual of that's how small your faith has to be. So I'm very passionate about explaining that faith is not a religion. It is believing in that higher power, in God, whatever it is for you. But when you have that faith, you can get through anything. And my life has been a complete mess, but I've stayed on track because of this. I've gotten through so much because of this. And it's creating those intentions and creating a strong foundation so you can grow through life. And it's like, I thank you so much for just including me in this beautiful community of women. But one of the things too that I share is the foundation is the forgiveness. And sometimes it's forgiving us because we believe that we're not good enough. And when we forgive ourselves and we learn to love ourselves and have faith that small in ourselves, we can turn any mess into such a beautiful power message that lights up our world, that lights up our job, our personal life, professional life, whatever it is that we want to do. And that's my superpower.
Mm. Thank you. That reminder that it only takes that much faith to keep going. And the image that keeps coming to me lately is like a baseball bat, like you keep swinging, the ball keeps coming, you keep swimming, like you keep trying to hit it, you keep trying to get the home run, you just keep practicing, and maybe the shoulders hurt, so you take a pause, but you keep swimming and you keep going at it. And that is something in any relationship I find that just keeps swimming. Now I see Dory and Nemo just keep swimming, keep swinging, keep playing, keep having faith, keep choosing yourself. To me, goes to the depths of like what you nourish your whole body with. Like, what do you choose to fill up your body, to fill up your mind, to fill up your soul with? And I'm really glad that Tanisha is here, because Tanisha, I mean, I'm glad that all of you are here. And when we're talking about nourishing our body, I'm really glad that Tanisha can share with us how the soulful plant-based nutrition can come in, and how she can help you be accountable to be kind to your body and to what you nourish your body with. So Tanisha, tell us about what has you stay on track in that way.
Yeah, so habits. Habits are key for me, honestly. Usually I have a routine of waking up, meditating, because I love to set my intention for the day. And then I'm usually having like my hot cup of tea or key lime water just to flush out my body. So I always ask people, like, what is your why with your wellness journey? Because you need to understand why you want to do such a thing to change your lifestyle. I'm very big on saying that the plant-based is not a diet. It's a lifestyle because it's who I am. Like, I embody this as a person. A diet is something that's short term. You're trying to achieve something. This is more about healing your mind, body, and soul. And I'm huge on blending the spirituality with the wellness, because actually, after I helped my mom get off of her diabetic medications, I started going into meditation and journaling after becoming plant-based. So it's almost like my third eye opened, and I didn't expect all these things to happen to get into some of these modalities that we're talking about here today, actually, like tarot. I never thought that I would be that person who would step into this because of my health. So I love showing people that it's sustainable. You can reclaim your health and you don't have to rely on drugs. You can just start changing the way you eat, and then you'll change your lifestyle.
Gosh, look at the thread. I am so excited. And I totally get what you mean about it being a lifestyle. When I started eating plant-based, I noticed how it was in everything. I started looking for the shoes to wear that were vegan. I started to see what my habits of investing in companies also that would support my lifestyle. It's like a whole. Thank you.
Thank you.
And in that whole, in nurturing a relationship with who we really are, in keeping up with our goals and making our lifestyle not about a diet, or rather plant-based nutrition, not about a diet and a short-term thing, I see this like as a relationship that you keep building, or like the muscle that you keep flexing. When we talk about money, it can be a relationship that's like a sticky kind of situation for many people. I hear some of my clients thinking or sharing with me that their relationship with money is like, yeah, I would dodge their calls. If money was a person, I would dodge their calls, and I would probably try to hide every time they're calling, or I would try to hunt them down and run after them and chase. So Brittany is here to help us uncover our money archetypes. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about that, Brittany. Thank you for being here.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to talk about this because it really does connect to so many of the things that we've already discussed. For me, one of the things that keeps me going is seeing how this connects to my core values. And And that's really been an evolution as I've been on my healing journey. So I have my core values. Part of that is growth and learning. And that's what we're here for right now, right? And part of it is openness and curiosity and compassion. So like we were alluding to, we have those voices in our head, and we have all these beautiful intentions from our self, our higher self, whatever you want to call it. And yet our physical self here, our mind, objects. There's wounding that we don't necessarily know of, or we don't know how to tend to. And it can really lead to these patterns of, I hate to call it sabotage. And yet at the same time, it can look like sabotage, right? So really, like, this is all about what do all these parts of us need? What is the need that wounding is calling out for? And how can we meet that need in a way that doesn't sacrifice the hopes and dreams of our capital S self here? How do we self-actualize, and what role does money play in that?
Thank you. Somehow now it has me see it as an ally to the sole purpose that we're all here to co-create and share. Wow. Thank you so much. And all of our experts in the Back on Track support pack giveaway will be featured in the show notes. You will be able to go on their websites. You'll be able to find out more about them. So be sure to check each and every one of their websites, of their links, and go to claudiasamsoulcoaching.com/giveaway to enter in our Back on Track support pack giveaway that starts June 5th. So if you are listening to this before then, well, it might be ready, but June 5th is the launch. That's when you can start entering the giveaway for free, June 5th, 2023. And if you're later in the years in this divine timing where you listen to us later, it's all perfect. And we're so glad that you're here. Thank you, ladies. I'm so grateful for all of you. Can we take a collective breath together? Okay, let's exhale everything. From the root of the feet, inhale through the nose and out through the mouth, sinking, being right here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are there any final thoughts, anything that you would like to add?
I'll just say that I'm a little jealous of whoever wins this pack, because all these women are fantastic. I'm like, I could use that. I could use that. I could use that. I could use that. I could use that.
I love it.
My gosh, right? It's so cool. So cool.
I would like to say, Claudia-Sam, that, individually we are powerful, but when we get together, especially as women, we are absolutely phenomenal. And that's what we really need to do as sisters around the world, right? To get together, to club together, support each other. One of my favorite sayings is, be the woman who adjusts another woman's crown while she doesn't even notice. So I love that you have now collected a beautiful group of ladies around you as experts who can support other women out there. Because when we work together and we pull together, we are so much more powerful. And the world is a better place because we impact people in our families, our communities, and people, who are in our orbit in one way or the other. So thank you for being that catalyst.
Thank you for hopping on the wagon. Well, I wish you a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll just keep being in each other's energies.
Totally. Thanks all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. You've been listening to the Be Happy Now show with me, Claudia-Sam. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. You are worthy of being you and of connecting to what stops you from living the life you are meant to live. Access more soul connection coaching at claudiasamcoaching.com.